this.
Yeah.
Because what I was going to say, probably in a much just quicker to the point, is like, because you talked about a couple other things. My main point was, I'm a person who grew up middle class.
Me too.
Right? My parents make decent money. They're realistically above that threshold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as an individual, as a 27-year-old, I'm under that for sure, right?
Yeah.
But it's always easy to say when you don't have. You're like, oh, the middle class, like, they're good, they have it. But the thing is about the middle class, what I realize and what my experience has been, not just with my family, but just seeing other middle class people, is that you have more money, but you got bigger bills.
Yep.
So people think that people are like living middle class and that they have a house and that they have a car. And it's like, yeah, they have those things, but then they have no disposable income.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So yes, the lifestyle is a little bit better, but you gotta sometimes pinch pennies and cut back. And of course, if you had to choose which one you would have, of course, I'm not saying like, oh, the middle class has it so bad. But what I'm saying is that the middle class is also struggling to pay their loans.
They can't pay their loans.
Exactly.
This
and
money.
And the thing is, obviously, there's degrees of can't. There's people under that threshold. They really can't.
And there's people.
And then there's like, oh, I can't, but I'm gonna have to change my lifestyle, and I'm gonna have to do these things and really, really cut back. It's gonna be difficult, but it's not impossible. So I think it goes for the middle class. It's very, very, it's difficult to pay the student loans, but then for the people under that threshold, it's damn near impossible. So I'm happy for the people under the threshold, but I also understand economics to a degree, and that the backbone of the country and its success, in my opinion, relies on the middle class.
Yes.
That is complete opposite of trickle-down economics, and that's what it is.
A strong economy, in my opinion. I'm not an economist. I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form.
I took economics in college,
but
so I'm an economist.
In my regular ass dude opinion, the strength of your economy is based on the strength of your middle class.
Right. Exactly.
And that's how it's always been. The middle class has always had more money than the upper echelon, and that's why tax system's kind of the way it is, because that's where all the money is. However, in the past few decades, there's more money in the top 10% than the bottom 90%.
You also have to...
You can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure
and
that's
the thing is, we also have to make the distinction that just because you're not 125K or more, you're not middle class, because middle class doesn't start at like 30,
Well, $100,000 isn't what it used to be.
Well, it's not. But some people consider $60,000, $50,000 to be middle class.
Depending where you are in the country,
because
sure. Yeah.
The median income in the United States
like
is
30.
It's like probably about $40,000-$50,000.
It's 30. I think it's between. Look it up. It's between. I think it's between 30 and 40. Like and globally, right? If you make $60,000, you're considered rich. You're considered in the top 1%. I'm pretty sure that's true as well. Also, again, fact check me on everything. This is to me talking on top of my head, like normal. But yeah, I got into it with my uncle. Shout out to Uncle Phil. He gave me the back in my day argument. I'm just like, Phil, if I could jump through this phone and smack you in the mouth, what you got?
I wasn't able to find the answer that I was looking for, because I typed in median salary or median income. It gave me the same answer for this. But down here, it said median salary in 2021 was 79. That's family income.
Family income.
That's fair.
So so family income is mother and father, or father and father, mother. It's two people.
Right.
So cut it in half.
79. Okay, so it actually increased, because I thought it was around 50. Let's see. 67. Okay, we're getting different answers. In 2020, we were getting 67,000 median household income.
Let me see what I can find. Average in the U.S.
Well, because average is different from median. And median is what we're looking for, because we're looking for middle class.
Okay, so the average is 56,000 as of 2020.
Average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Average
that's a
US
bit different. That's different from middle, but yeah, that's a figure.
Is $100,000 a good salary in the U.S.? Yeah. You make much more than the median workers in America have the quality of life. Yada.
So
Yeah,
apparently,
it
middle
depends where you
class.
live.
Apparently, middle class is starting at. So technically, a couple.
Well, the middle class is technically huge.
Well, it's technically a couple each making 40 grand is considered middle class. Because we're looking at this like this is family income. 80,000 is considered middle class combined.
And I don't think you could afford a house on that. Most people couldn't afford a house in the country on that. You couldn't afford sending kids to school without loans on that.
Well, they say the rule of thumb is 30% of gross income for whether it's rent or mortgage. So
yeah,
what is
30% of 80,000?
80,000.
About 24,000? 8, 16, 24? Yeah, 24,000.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
So could you put $24,000 and put down payment on the house? Or
if you made $80,000 and that's before this is before taxes.
That's before taxes.
Before taxes.
So no, I think the definition of middle class needs to be tweaked a little bit. Because the middle class, if that's the definition of middle class, they can't afford a house. They can't even afford to pay off the student loans. They can't afford fucking anything.
You can afford. I mean, where are you living? You can afford it, but where are you living?
Okay, but like $80,000 in like Nebraska isn't the same thing as $80,000 in
New York,
in Queens or Nassau County, or South Shore, Massachusetts, where I grew up, or even South Jersey, Florida, right? Like $80,000 is a lot of money in Utah. But people don't make $80,000 out there for the most part. They make way less.
You work remotely.
Yeah,
live in Utah.
Right?